figured I'd give you guys a quick little updated apartment tour, but this is a new statement. This is the new trend, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys asked and you will receive. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I am an incoming second-year PhD student in History and African American Studies at Yale, and today I'm going to be taking you along for a little day in my life. I am working on revising an article that I'm working on into a conference paper. I will be speaking at my first academic conference in July. I'm really nervous about it, but the convener asked for the paper as well as my updated CV, so I'm going to be focusing on that today. But some quick little updates. In my last video, if you didn't catch it, I said I will be re-signing my lease for another year, so I will be staying in this apartment. I looked at a bunch of other apartments and just didn't find anything that I loved nearly as much as this place, and my rent is incredibly reasonable considering the other prices in the area, so I'm just gonna stay here, and I've been doing a little bit of a revamp project. So I figured I'd give you guys a quick little updated apartment tour, but first, a message about our sponsor. Hello everyone, from Future Kaylin. I wanted to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Dossier. I have done several videos with them before, but this is an affordable luxury fragrance brand which takes inspiration from the designer fragrances that you know and love and turns them into affordable fragrances in a beautiful little package. The fragrance that I am featuring in today's video is the Fruity Honey scent, and this one smells perfect for summer. It has been insanely hot here in New Haven. It has been like 95 degrees and incredibly humid. And as a California girl, I am not used to this. And one thing that I have been wearing every day is just a little bit of perfume, not for anybody else, but for myself. I just love the smell of this. It reminds me of the Orange Blossom perfume from Jo Malone. I would say it actually smells more kind of fruit-esque than floral. And normally I stick to florals when I'm picking out perfumes, but I really wanted to try this one out. The notes within it are black currant and honey, nectarine, as well as peach and vetiver. So it makes sense why it would smell like the Orange Blossom perfume from Jo Malone. I absolutely love Dossier. I have several fragrances from them that I've collected over the last couple of months. Luxury perfumes are often marked up to 90% past the actual value of the product. And what I love about Dossier is that they don't give you that markup. You can get the quality that you're looking for in a perfume that actually lasts all day, but is actually affordable. And sometimes when you're buying less expensive perfumes, they tend to be over perfumey, so they smell cheap, or the scent doesn't last at all throughout the day. And one thing that I really love about this is that they actually work like a luxury fragrance. They stick around, but they are not overpowering. And I just wanted to thank them for working with me again today. I really love this brand. I've talked about them in past videos. I really love this scent, and I was wearing it throughout the entire time that I was filming this video. I also have a date tonight and I'm gonna be wearing this. So if you are looking for a nice, fun summer scent, go ahead and check out the links in the description box. Check them out. They have so many different scents, and let's go ahead and get back into this vlog. All right, welcome back. Thank you so much to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the apartment tour. So not everything is complete, so there is some things that I'm going to be doing, but I'll be walking you through it as I go through. So obviously I have the couch in this area. I don't think I could really put it anywhere else. It's the best place for it. I have a bunch of stuff I need to donate, and then I will be replacing this coffee table. Someone's coming to pick this one up today, and I get my new one on Wednesday. I'm planning on getting a little console that I'm gonna put here where I will put the TV, because it is not the most convenient location for it. And then I ended up moving my desk into this corner. I have had it back here before, but before the Peloton was right here, and I didn't like the way that it looked in my YouTube videos, but I will show you where I put the Peloton in a second. So I have my little office area. I absolutely love it. So I have this cabinet, which has a bunch of my filming supplies and my makeup and that kind of stuff. That way it's easily within reach. And then I have my content calendar as well as my desk. And so we're just gonna swing it around. Obviously here is the kitchen, and then I moved some things to put the Peloton right here. I think this is actually a much better spot for it. I messed around with it for quite a while trying to figure out where it would fit best, but I like this because it's got its own area and it's not in the view of my desk or anything, and it's kind of tucked out into the corner. So I really like it. I do need to do something about this wall. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to put wallpaper or do like a little gallery wall. I'm not entirely sure. It just seems a little bare with just the poster. And then I'll take you into the bedroom. So I have this bookcase here in the hallway. And then in here we have my bedroom. So the bed used to be along this wall, but I ended up rotating it here, which I actually like a lot better. The lighting is wonderful. And then I have my dresser, which I broke a leg on. So the rear leg on the left side is completely broken, but it's still able to support it. So I would like to replace this dresser at some point, but it's not urgent. And then I would like to hire someone to hang this mirror. I just don't quite know how to do it. I need to spackle a bunch of spots on the wall. And I would like to paint this wall. I'm thinking maybe a blue, but I'm not entirely sure yet, blue or green. And then I have my standing mirror that I've gone ahead and tucked into the corner. It's not the most convenient spot for it, but originally the bookcase was gonna go there, but I live alone and moving the bookcase on my own was a bit of a challenge. So it's on carpet, and so dragging this on my own is next to impossible. So I just put it in this little tucked away corner for now. I would ideally like to sell this bookcase and buy a nicer open one and put it over here, and then have the standing mirror right along this wall. And then I would like to put like a little reading chair in the nook with some wallpaper. So that's my little home reno idea project thing. So this is what the room looks like now. I'm really happy with it. I love the way that it looks. So, and I also really like being able to wake up and look out the window. So that's what we got right now. I just hung one of the posters right here, and then the other two of New York above my bed. So that's my little apartment update. Today I am going to be doing a bunch of work, like I said, on my article and turning that into something I can send to the convener for the conference. And I'm just gonna be sitting at my desk getting a bunch of work done. We've got little Miss Moo here, and we take you along for this productive summer day in my life. So you guys asked, and you will receive, I have received so many messages in the last 24 hours about doing my bookshelf tour. So I'm gonna give it to you guys. Here is the day. It is the time. I will do a book review on the books that changed my life, and I will also do another video if there are books that you specifically want reviews on, but I've gotten multiple messages on TikTok and on Instagram asking for the book tour. So here's the tour of my bookshelves. All right, so this is the bookcase in my hallway. This has all of my academic research related books. So I went through a Thomas Jefferson phase once upon a time, and I have, as you can see, 2 full shelves on Jefferson. So up here we've got Jefferson as the president, and this is a very controversial book. Actually, everything is controversial when it relates to Jefferson. We've got Jefferson and his relationships with Madison and Adams. We've got Jefferson and democracy. We've got his writings. We've got the Jefferson Bible. We've got the work by Clay Jenkinson, and then we have Jefferson and his daughters. And then we get into the Jefferson and slavery section. This was the life-changing book, which actually led me to go back to school when I was in community college and is the impetus for wanting to be in graduate school. So thank you to Annette Gordon-Reed for writing this one. This is Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, An American Controversy. I got a bunch of books by Lucia Stanton, who is a researcher from Monticello and the Thomas Jefferson Foundation. And we've got more Annette Gordon-Reed right here. This is The Hemingses of Monticello. I need to pick up her most recent book on Juneteenth. And then we've got the First Ladies. So we've got The Ties That Bound. This is about the First Ladies, the first three, I believe, and their relationship to slavery. We've got Miss Martha Jefferson up here. And then we've got a little bit more about Jefferson. We've got some Hamilton. We've got Mr. Thomas Paine, some stuff on Madison, Adams, more Hamilton related stuff. And then Founding Brothers by Joseph Ellis. This became an incredible documentary once upon a time. And down here, we've got the colonial period. So we've got The Mayflower, The American Colonies by Alan Taylor. These are two really great textbooks that were used in a couple of my survey classes back at UCLA. We've got these Oxford edition histories of America. So we've got Empire of Liberty, The Glorious Cause. Over here, we've got a lot on the Revolution. We've got Before the Revolution by Daniel Richter. This is about the indigenous history of early America. And then we've got The War for America, Settlers, Liberty, and Empire. This was written by a professor I worked with at UCLA. And then we've got An Economic Interpretation of the American Constitution. This is a classic. This is Charles Beard. It is in every survey class on the American Revolution. Ideological Origins of the American Revolution by Mr. Bernard Balin. We've got The Radicalism of the American Revolution by Gordon Wood. Again, these three in particular are always cited in early American history classes on the Revolution. And then we've got some stuff on George Washington. Then as we move down here, we've got slavery. So down here we've got Middle Passages by James Campbell. He's a professor at Stanford, and this is about African American journeys back to Africa. And then we've got Rethinking Rufus by Thomas Foster. This is about enslaved men and sexual violence enacted against them. We've got Edmund Morgan's American Slavery, American Freedom. This one is a classic, which is always cited in every slavery-related seminar. Stand from the Beginning. If you want a good introduction to the history of slavery and anti-Black racism in America, this is excellent. This is Ibram Kendi. Please go ahead and check it out. I'm going to try to link a bunch of these in the description box, so please feel free to check that out. Then we've got Many Thousands Gone. This one's by Ira Berlin. This is a classic that is often cited about North American slavery, specifically pertaining to Virginia. We've got Water from the Rock, which is by Sylvia Frey. I cited this in my undergraduate thesis. What is Slavery by Brenda Stevenson. She was a professor of mine at UCLA. She also wrote In Black and White. We've got Sexuality and Slavery and The Devil's Lane. These are both two edited editions that I cite very often in my work. Stephanie Jones Rogers, one of the most incredible scholars of all time. She wrote this book, They Were Her Property, about white women and their relationship to slavery and slave ownership. And then down here, we've got kind of my loyalist section. So we've got The Men Who Lost America, The Ordeal of Thomas Hutchinson, and then we get into the history of slaves in the Revolution and free Blacks fighting in the Revolution on both sides. So by the Patriots and the Loyalists. Then we've got Black Patriots and Loyalists choosing sides, which is another edited edition. Let's see, Maya Jasanoff, she's a professor at Harvard. This is Liberty's Exiles on loyalism as well. This book is an incredible micro-history, the Minutemen and their world. These are about people living in Concord at the time of the American Revolution. A Revolution in Favor of Government is an excellent history of the early Republic. And then we've got this legal section down here. So I have a bunch of my American Historical Review edited editions. We've got the Journal of the Early Republic. We've got some books by Miss Holly Brewer and Kathleen Brown. Then we have a bunch of legal related texts. So I have The Concept of Law in the Matter of Color by Higginbotham. We've got Redefining Rape. This was a book that I read for my sexual violence class at UCLA. Then we've got The Color of Law, Slave Law and Politics of Resistance in the Early Atlantic World. Becoming Free, Becoming Black is an excellent book. This is by Alejandro de la Fuente and Ariela Gross. They came to speak at one of the legal history forums and it was incredible. So then we've also got a bunch of primary sources here. So I have a bunch of petitions and things to the Southern County courts that I've used in my research before. Oh wait, there's more. All right, so this is the bookcase in my bedroom. So let's go ahead and open this one up. This one has kind of a hodgepodge of things. So up here we have kind of feminism and the Supreme Court. So we've got Our Bodies, Ourselves. We've got a bunch of primary sources on women in America. We've got some books on Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a little bit about the Supreme Court. And then we've got some work by Miss Angela Davis, Toni Morrison. Loved this book, Eloquent Rage. It's so beautifully written. This book, Eloquent Rage, a Black feminist discovers her superpower, is so beautifully written. I love this book by Brittany Cooper. Please, by all means, go read it. And then we've got Beloved and a couple other things on the Supreme Court. Down here is kind of a hodgepodge of fiction. So I have these books that I bought while I was at Oxford. Ta-Nehisi Coates' The Water Dancer is absolutely beautiful. I have yet to finish it, but it is wonderful. And then let's see, I really like F. Scott Fitzgerald. And then this is a book, The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. I read this in one of my Gilded Age history classes at UCLA, and it is so beautiful. I love the way that it's written, and I also love his citations. Then we've got some Pride and Prejudice. My Jane Austen collection is back in California, so I brought that one with me. Then down here we kind of have contemporary Black studies and things related to mass incarceration. So we have a variety of things on critical race theory as well as Marxism. So we've got post-traumatic slave syndrome. This is one of the first books I read when I was in community college in relation to Black studies. We've got a bunch of Ta-Nehisi Coates. We've got some work on Malcolm X, and then we have this kind of mass incarceration section. So The New Jim Crow is one of the first books that I read in this section, but this book, From the War on Poverty to the War on Crime by Elizabeth Hinton, is remarkable. She's a professor here at Yale, and she is incredible, and her work on mass incarceration and history is wonderful. She also has a recent book that just came out, so be sure to look her up. Then down here we have the civil rights movement. It's kind of a hodgepodge. There's some of the stuff that's a little bit out of place. For example, the Underground Railroad is a little out of place, but I just had to make room where I could. And then over here we have some pictures of my dad and my mom, as well as me and my friend Katie. And then we've got some stuff on higher education. So we've got Making Elite Lawyers. Ebony and Ivy, this is about the institution of slavery and the making of American universities, including Harvard and Yale. And then we've got a couple other books on admissions. So this is a book on admissions inequality by Daniel Golden. This was an excellent book. Also really interesting to read. And then down here, again, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. So I've got this book on the making of Washington, D.C. We've got another Oxford edition, History of America. David Blight's book on Frederick Douglass. We've got a biography on FDR, some stuff on the Victorian era, the Victorian America. This is one that a professor had recommended to me. And this is a book actually written by a professor of mine on U.S. grants. And then down here I have all of my old diaries and things and my Anne of Green Gables collection. There's a lot more where all of that came from. I still have books like over here on my coffee table or over here by my desk, but that is the general collection. If there's anything you would like more detail on, please feel free to leave me a comment. But now I just ordered a bit of food. I did a bit of work and I'm gonna take a break. I ordered some sushi and I'm just gonna sit here on the couch with my partner in crime, Miss Moo, and then get a bunch more work done later this afternoon. So my video went live. I put up some TikToks. I did a bunch of content related stuff this morning, and now we're gonna continue on. So have a good day. All right, I got a delivery in from Whole Foods. I ordered some very minimal things just because I am heading out of town for I'm heading out for like 3 weeks starting next week. So I didn't want to get a bunch of groceries, but I still wanted a few things, including some flowers. So I went ahead and bought myself some roses. I have my vase that's in the background of my videos, and so I wanted to make sure that it had some fresh flowers in it. We've also got some burrata. I love having burrata with fresh fruit and a little bit of cracked pepper on top, and somebody also recommended using a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette or balsamic glaze, so I'm definitely going to try that out. But I got 2 mangoes. I love mango. It's like my favorite fruit. I also got 2 peaches and 2 apricots. I just wanted some good fruit. And then I also got myself a cookie and some rose water. I love using rose water in tea. I also love to bake with it, and I didn't have any, so I figured I would get some and use it for my afternoon tea later. But now I'm going to finish up my lunch and then work on my article. I'm also talking with my friend Catherine at 3. I am meant to go to England in a couple of weeks, but given the way that the current quarantine restrictions are set up, I have a feeling I might need to postpone my trip. So I'm gonna talk to her. I'm supposed to be going to England because it's her wedding, and I really want to be there, but I just don't know. If these restrictions remain the same, then I probably won't be able to go because I'm only there for 10 days and the current quarantine period is 10 days. So it's also very expensive to buy the rapid test to try to get out of your quarantine period early. So that is my current dilemma of the moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this away, finish my lunch, keep watching this episode of The Bold Type, then get some work done. I also have a video to film, so let's get going. Done a bit of work on my computer. I'm sitting here eating popcorn as a snack, and I put on this shirt so I can film the video, and I just have shorts on underneath it. And now I'm gonna go lay in bed for a little while because I'm going to head over to a colleague's place for some drinks afterward, and it is hot as all hell outside. It is like 95 degrees plus insane humidity, so wonderful. Not used to these East Coast summers quite yet, but making do. Plus I go to California in 9 days to go home, see my sister. So anyway, I'm just rambling now. I also filmed a video that should have gone up before this one was posted, which was 10 things I wish all incoming PhD students knew. And then this one will go live. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down now. So anyway, I'll take you guys along, then I'm gonna come back, make some dinner, and do a bunch of other work because I need to meet with Chelsea and do some client database stuff, do some coding, all the things. Also, going well with my article, I made some revisions to my CV. That's all set to go. I still need to work on the article a little bit and do some reading, so that I'll be working on throughout the rest of the week. So anyway, I'm gonna go lay down now. Hey guys. So after I ate dinner, I took a shower and my hair was dripping wet, and so Danielle suggested that I put it in a towel. I've heard towels are damaging, and so she told me to put on a t-shirt, but I don't know how to put it on, and so this is the look. What do you think, Danielle?
It's beautiful.
This is a new statement. This is the new trend, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot take myself seriously wearing this, but regardless, we were doing some work. I have to get the article revised and sent off to the convener this evening. And then I need to get 2 videos done for various brands. So then I need to also do a bunch of content planning because I need to figure out what I'm doing in July, and I'm traveling a bunch, so I have to figure out all of that. But anyway, that's the update. Off today's vlog. I've been doing a little bit of work with Chloe and Danielle, and I'm working on editing this video so I can send it off for approval, and I really enjoyed this one. Thank you so much to Dossier again for sponsoring today's video. I love working with them and all of their scents and everything, so be sure to check them out in the description down below. If you enjoyed this one, please remember to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're yet to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye everybody.